Good morning. On November 24, 2009, the United Nations Committee on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights had released the third final opinion for the inspection that judged whether the Korean government carried out the international agreement. Accordingly, human rights and civil society groups got together at the National Human Rights Commission of Korea on February 3rd to hold a discussion to evaluate and develop measures concerning the final opinion. The third final opinion had been passed 8 years after the previous opinion had been passed in 2001. The overall issues and the setbacks in Korea's economic, social, and cultural rights, as evidenced in incidents such as Yongsan catastrophe, the scale-down of National Human Rights Organization, and the oppression of labor rights were discussed. In particular, the drastic increase of recommendations concerning migrants' issues and details of migrant workers suffering from overdue wages and discrimination were specifically pointed out. There had been 30 recommendations in the second final recommendation. However, this time round, for the third final recommendation, the number of recommendations has drastically increased to 83. Although this doesn't mean our basic social rights have suffered a setback or that this is an absolute basis, the UN made serious recommendations on the areas that are not up to the standard of one of the world's largest economies. The recommendations are a way to let us know that we need to exert more efforts and to share in the international responsibility. The recommendations on migrants can be largely categorized into issues concerning visas and discrimination against migrant workers. With regards to visa issues, migrant women who are married to Korean nationals should be able to acquire residency status or rights to naturalization independently from the husbands. Women with F2 visa are required to have their husband accompany them when they apply for foreigner registration card or extend their visa. This is a customary practice or is carried out unilaterally based on the guidelines from the Ministry of Justice Immigration Office. Without changes in awareness amongst the immigration officers, who are mostly male, and a new guideline, it would be difficult to change the current situation. With regards to discrimination against migrant workers, it was recommended that the employment permit system must be reviewed overall. In particular, it was pointed out that the period for workplace changes that has been extended from 2 months to 3 months this year is still not sufficient and required special attention. The National Human Rights Commission of Korea will continue to urge the government to carry out the recommendations through diverse concrete actions and will expand the efforts through various campaigns, discussions, seminars, and surveys. Although Korea is the world's 12th largest economy, guarantee of human rights for migrant workers is still quite inadequate. The Korean government should recognize the reality of human rights issues in Korea, not only for the sake of the UN recommendation. We look forward to the establishment of a detailed policy and effective measures that reflect the recommendations.